The screen is only coming this afternoon, so I am doing a workshop this afternoon on creative lighting in food photography. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be taking a tripod this afternoon, I'm going to be setting it up here, and then I'm going to do painting with light with food. Have any of you worked with painting with light? So painting with light, what's really nice with painting with light is you can literally get in everywhere you wanted to get with regards to the food, whereas you'll see here is quite static and you have to do a lot of movement, but you have to learn how to do painting with light first. Okay, so let's jump into it. Okay, so what we're going to do is, what I always like to do is I always like to talk about the genre of photography before I get into it, because you have to understand what you're trying to achieve. Because a lot of the time I teach, let's say, portraiture. And when you talk about portraiture, a lot of people think that it's about people. And portraiture, what is portraiture? Is it people? Anything with emotion. So it could be people, animals, groups of people, families. There's portraiture is showing emotion in photography. So I'd like to understand that, and I'd like you to understand what photography, the word photography means. How many of you know what the word photography means? Tell me. Playing with light? Okay, that nearly there. Painting with light, absolutely. Nice, nice. Okay, so this is, photography comes from the Greek word photografia, which means painting or drawing with light. So what you are doing is you are light artists. Without light, you are nothing. With light, you are everything. So what you have to do is, as a photographer, you have to, or a videographer, you have to look at the light source and where the light's coming in and how much light there is and the color of the light. Because why is color of light important? Because if you've got saturated color, do you know what I mean by saturated color? When the color is very vivid and intense, it can look beautiful. But if there's one or two imperfections, it's going to show it up more. So just to give you an example, I used to do things, this better not go anywhere, but I used to do things for skincare companies that what we'd do is for the before photograph, we'd add extra saturation into the picture. So you'd see all the lines and all the imperfections. And I feel so bad saying this. So we'd do that. And then the after picture, because it would work, the product would work, but then what we'd do is we'd desaturate the color a little bit. So you wouldn't see as many imperfections, and we'd make the picture a little bit brighter. And the brighter you go, the more you lose all the detail. So these are the way we tell the stories. So when it comes to food photography, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using certain saturations on the pictures that you can do in your cameras and on your phones to be able to enhance your photography. The other thing is obviously you're going to different channels, different colors. So each color you can go into reds, greens, blues, and then you pull those out and you enhance them. All right, so getting into it, we're going to be doing that. Then we're going to talk about gear, what gear you need. As you've got a cell phone, you've got free light outside, you've got it. That's all you need. But then obviously, and I'm being honest, the more you spend on a camera, the better the pictures, the better the detail. That's just how it is. It reads light better, it's sharper, it's more beautiful. And you know what's so nice about that? Is when you take a picture and you can zoom in, that you can go like, and you can look at a picture and you can go, wow, that is so beautiful. That pixel is so amazing. Does any of you zoom in that far? Do any of your clients do that? No. Maybe food a little bit. But we're all so worried that it's like perfect this small. Meanwhile, you put it on Instagram, that is compressing your photograph anyway. You're losing resolution on this. You put it on Facebook, same thing. You put it on a website, you can't put it too high res. Everyone looks at it that. So when I'm doing things, I'm trying to work out what my end product is. What am I shooting for? Is it digital? Is it billboards? Is it magazines? And each one of those will decipher what I'm going to do. Yes, you want the best quality, but you also want to be creative. How many times have you seen someone shoot a shot and you look at it and you go, that's like terrible almost. But why is it in the magazine? Because as the magazine editors and various different creatives, they're tired of seeing the same old shot day in and day out. How many photographers send them the same pictures because they want to be in that magazine that got the same handwriting? My advice, if you want to get your work out there, if you want to get in, like I always wanted to shoot for Guess. That was like my dream. Don't ask me why, but I guess I also love Calvin Klein, which I shoot for them now. I've got a list of who I want to shoot for and what I want to do. Does anyone have that, like a vision board? Vision board, the best thing ever. I said, I want to work for this brand, I'm working for the brand. And there's still a couple that I still have to work for, but I'm going to get there. I work with Mont Blanc and those kind of things. So what's nice, yeah? Oh, hey, yes, for sure. So what I do, and this is where I'm getting into it, is I have the brands on my list, and then what I do is I say, okay, great, let's look at the handwriting. Let's see their styling. Let's see how they do things, what they do. Then I'll go and borrow or buy or try. What I do is I hijack brands. I'm going to tell you about this. So what I started off doing was I'd go and get some Guess outfits from the store and then let the model shoot that looks similar to the models they use on Guess. And then I would take the clothing back the next day. It didn't really fit me that well. Oh, great, we got some food. Thank you, sir. Okay, so this is our... Oh, amazing. It's not going to be here when you leave. Okay, so what I did was I did that. And then what I did was I matched Guess's look. I matched what they're doing. Then what I did is I did my own creative touch to it. So I interpreted what they wanted and I upstyled it a little bit. And then changed it another way. So I gave them 3 different options. I gave them theirs to show them that I can shoot like them. I gave them my interpretation, 2 interpretations on top of that. And I tagged them. And I tagged them. And I hashtag. And I hashtag. And I tagged. And I hashtag. And I kept doing that until I got in. Eventually they were like, okay, we'd like to just test it out. Would you mind? Because the day of the influencers are here. So they're like, okay, try it out. And I did, and now I'm starting to shoot for them. The same thing. So then what I did, now I've got the one big brand. Well, I actually had other brand. I had Jaguar Land Rover. So this is how my journey started. So I went to a dealership, and I went to the dealership and said, listen, would you mind if I take some pictures of a car for you? It will be free. And if you like using them, you can use on social media. So they're like, perfect. So I was like, great. So I came and took some photographs. And I had to be confident in myself. There's a difference between confidence and arrogance. I like confidence, but not arrogance. So what happens is I took the photograph, and the dealership used the one photograph. So because they've used the photograph, I've now shot for Jaguar Land Rover. Tick. I put the logo on my website. I go to the next thing. Then I went to Guess and Alda, and I said to them, hey guys, I'm shooting for Jaguar Land Rover. I'd love to have you in our next shoot. Let's put you in on the next shoot. So they were like, okay, that's interesting. I said, what's so nice is they're going to obviously, they're going to see your clothing in a Jaguar Land Rover. It's 2 brands that are similar. So now great, let's do that. Got them. Then I went to fragrances. And so that's how I started building. And now I shoot with 4 Seasons, shoot with various different other brands, just because I had that one brand. So it's about maximizing and finding where there's a will, there's a way. But I always do identify the brand, the CI, and what they want, add 2 options of my own to interpret. And that's why you'll see some of the magazines, the editors are so bored of the same photographs. Yes, they do need their core photographs, don't get me wrong, but they do want someone to be different. So what I would do in the food photography is I would be going here now, which I am going to do, is I'm going to go and search for the most creative chef or person that's got the most creative looking stuff. And I'm going to go to them, I'm going to say to them, hi there, I'm Steven Segal. I'm a photographer, videographer. I love your food. Would you mind if I took some photographs of your food? Or could we collaborate once or twice? Yes, it's free, but working with that chef or whoever that is priceless, because that's a door in. And maybe that person is really well known in the industry. That's the other thing. I try and find the most well-known person as well. And then that's how I do it. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, then what I do is we look at the gear. So the first thing is actually we should look at the genre, we should look at light, and then we should look at the gear, but we're going to do it the other way. So we're going to go what the genre is, we're going to go into gear, we're going to destruct the light because lighting is important. Then what we're going to do is we're going to say how to capture sorry, I have to read it off here because my brain's thinking of other things. Okay, how to set up and capture the right content, how to style the food, and then we're going to do a demo. But I'm going to go through it quite quickly because I want to get you guys to shoot. And I want you to ask questions, please. You can see I smile. My name is Steven Segal, but I don't really do karate. And it's my stage name. I'm just joking, I'm joking. Okay, cool, so let's jump into it. So with food, what are you trying to do when you're taking pictures of food? The biggest challenge that we have as photographers is photographers come in, and event photographers, what do? We come in and we take photographs. It's not right. You'll never get anywhere further than being a photographer or a second shooter if you go in there just to go click and take a picture. You are needing to create a masterpiece. You are needing to tell stories. We are storytellers. We are trying to convey communication, visual communication. We are all about visual communication. They must be able to look at that and go, wow, that's a beautiful, look at that. It's smoking hot, it's intense, it's beautiful, I want to taste it. Now, how do we get them to go from that into putting it into their mouth? And that's what we have to do to our clients and for our clients. We want them to be so visually stimulated that they're like, wow, we love that. So there's a story, and we have to, how many of you love the stories behind photographs? BTS, or behind the scenes, is one of the biggest ways companies are now selling their products and their services. Is they'll have, yes, the beautiful advert, it's stunning, but how many of you go and watch how they did it and what they did? I mean, we're all curious. I mean, that's why we've got this Big Brothers and all these kind of things, these reality shows. Okay, so what are we trying to create for this, and what we're trying to do? We're trying to tell the stories. So when you're doing that, like I told you earlier, we have to build it up. Ingredients, the mixing, the baking, then into how you're doing the final product, into the final product, and then the final presentation. Now remember, the final presentation doesn't necessarily just have the person dressed up eating the food. The person has to be dressed wearing what? Your brand. It could be Hugo Boss. It could be what's, I don't know, what's correct. 100%. I go into so much details that when I've got someone that's cutting the food, that I'll try and get them to wear a Rolex, or I'll get them to wear an Amiga, or I'll get them to wear a Boss, or that whatever it is, because that little thing there, the ring on their fingers, is it associated? That's the kind of detail you have to go into. The napkins, the silverware that's using to cut the food. All that kind of thing is attention to detail that makes the person that's watching that associate to the food. Does it make sense? I know it potentially could be quite boring, but that's what you have to do. Happy? All right, so let's move into it. The gear you're going to use. So the only gear you can use for capturing food really is Nikon and a Z8 and Z9. I'm just joking. Okay, the best camera is the one in your hands, so you learn how to use it. But yes, the more you spend, the better it is. I've got the Nikon Z9 there. I've got a Nikon Z6 II, and the Nikon Z8 is beautiful. Now, the higher megapixel cameras is generally what you're wanting to look at. Why? High megapixel, more detail. Okay. The only thing is, so that's a Z8. It's a beautiful new camera from Nikon that came out. It is absolutely phenomenal. I just want to quickly move into that. Chips. What is food photography? Okay, so the Z8 is a smaller version of that. It's great for content creators. It's got everything you need for photo and video. Ladies and gents, if you are now only a photographer, you're going to get left behind. You need to get into video. And I'm going to show you how easy video is. I'm going to put my camera into slow motion. You've got slow-mo on your cell phones, a lot of you. And all I do is I go like this. I just take a step and I go slowly in. Not even slowly. I can just go in like this. And what it does is it gives you that beautiful slow panning effect into shot. That's all you need. And then you get the logo and it works. Okay, so I'm going to show you that. And that's on most of the Nikon Z series. So what camera do you normally shoot? Which one? Canon. Yeah, which one? 5D. Beautiful. Mark 3. Stunning. Nikon. Which one? Cool. Mark 4. Canon. Okay, cool. Yeah, yes. Cool. You sure? Nikon. Next, and the lady at the back there, she's shooting on her cell phone. Perfect. All right. So I'm going to show you how to capture some beautiful photographs of that. Let's get into lenses. Okay, so we got cameras, lenses. What are you looking at for a lens when you're shooting food photography? Macro lens. So on cell phones, you've got a macro function. Macro lenses are magnified lenses. Now, the thing that we get wrong a lot of the time is depth of field. I'm going to be talking about depth of field. Depth of field is how much of the picture is in focus. How many of you are doing focus stacking? Do you know what I mean by focus stacking? Put up your hands if you've done it. Okay, only 2 of you. You guys are going to have to look at focus stacking for food. It's phenomenal. It takes some time, but it's phenomenal. Okay, so what happens now is you have a macro lens that zooms in nice and tight. So you can shoot like the hairs on your hand or the like tiny detail. So use macro lenses, but you don't have macro lenses, all of us. The best type of lens, to be honest, to shoot food photography is your longer lenses. 70 to 200 at 200 mil. Not your 24-70. 70 is going to be fine because it's going into your longer ranges. I'm going to show you on a 70-200 at 200 mil what it looks like. Never. You can use 24-70 you can definitely use. Definitely. 70 at 70 mil, you're fine. Not 24. It depends on what you want to create. Because what happens with that is, so what I'm saying is the lenses that go wide angle. So you can either see a super wide and see the whole everything. The only problem is that when you move in on a wide angle, what happens? The head just goes, looks like a bubble head. And anything that's close, it just expands it. The more zoom you have, that's why a lot of the time what you want to do is you'd rather stand back and zoom in on something than stand right up. So what you do is you shoot with a more narrow angle lens. The nice thing with the 70 to 200 is your depth of field. When you're shooting it, you won't be able to shoot food at 2.8, potentially, depending on what you're shooting. If it's a hamburger or something like that, you'd go a little bit higher. But because of your focal length, that's at 200 mil, what happens is you blur the background even more. You get a beautiful bokeh on with a 70 to 200. So try it. You might not like it, but try it. Then, so there's my 3 main lenses or 4 main lenses. So I've got my 105 macro, okay? Now, remember, with macro lenses, you'll notice that macro lenses go up to like f52 or 55 or 58. Have you seen that? The closer you go, the closer the thing is, the higher the aperture. Because that's how it works. It goes ridiculous. Don't get used to like the normal ones that are at f22. You're going to need like an f32 or something like that to be able to get the depth of field that you need. Sorry, this is technical. But it's to be able to get more of the food in focus. So look at that. I don't know how many of you are using f32, anything higher than that? None. What are you shooting with? Are you using a macro lens? Okay, that's why. So normally, yeah, prime lenses, you can look at that. So macro lenses, you're going to be at the f like 32s and the stuff like that. Hi, how are you? Awesome. You're going to give me your camera? No, I'm joking. You can keep it. Yeah, you got a macro. Is that the macro lens? Well, I can't touch your camera because it's a Canon. No, I'm just joking. I'm giving you a problem. So here's the 100mm macro from Canon, a beautiful lens. Really, really stunning. Do you see how long it is? See, the longer the lens, the more straight it becomes with the pictures. So this is a stunning, stunning lens. Nikon's got a 105. That's a long lens. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. All right. So then, the other lenses that I've got, 105, 70 to 200, 24-70, 85mm. And then I've got, I used to have a 14-24, but I actually don't ever use it. But those are the main lenses. And what do I travel with? 24-70 and 70-200, that's it. And my phone. And the phone I'm using right now that I've found is absolutely phenomenal. It's just been launched now, is the Huawei P60 Pro. Apart from it looking so beautiful, matches my personality. I'm joking. It's got amazing photographs. Really, really amazing. Okay. So, happy with those things. Then what else do I have? Yes. Macro extension tube. Yes, that works as well. Beautiful. So to be totally transparent with regards to it, have you seen those bug shots with the eyes that you can see on a bug? That's that close up that you can actually see. They're using reversal rings. They're using macro on top of extension tubes, on top of reversal rings. So your setup actually is massive. But they go and say, oh, we just use a macro lens. So there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that we use to be able to get those kind of shots. But yes, absolutely you can use that. Focus stacking, let me add that in now before we go. Focus stacking, what happens is you'll see a lot of the cameras it's got built in. Okay, and what happens is you take the camera, you focus on a position, the front, let's say, of the food. You take a picture. Then you shift the focus to the next one. Now you're using a shallow depth of field. You're using like a 2.8 or something like that, really shallow. And it's really sharp because 2.8 is super sharp. Then what you do is you go move it to the next little, you move your focus there. Then you take a photograph, move focus, take a photo, move focus, take a photo, move focus. So what happens is you end up having about 30 or 40, depending how big the image is, 40, 50 photographs of the same thing. And then what it does is it compresses it. And it gives you the most beautiful detail in your food or in your macro photography that you've ever seen. You just can't get it better than that. Because sometimes what we do is when we take pictures of food, we have the front in focus and the back we're losing just slightly. And you're like, oh, and you pull it a little bit more and it's just getting a little bit too much in the background. So we use focus stacking a lot. It's a great way of doing it. All right, so then what I have is I have at least 2 batteries. I have a charger with me and a power bank for my phone. Okay, so 2 batteries. I use the fast memory card. I like it because especially when I'm doing video. But you don't need a super fast card or anything like that. It's not like the food's running away from you, unless someone steals it. But yeah, that's what you look at. But you have to look at, you're shooting other things potentially. Then what I've got is my lighting. So let me quickly show you these. So these are brand new. This here is from Zune. They used to do, well, they still do, is stabilizers. The nice thing is you're going to see here, this is the lighting here, and just look how bright it is. Give me a second. Okay, so when you've got your food here, it comes out quite nice. And it's diffused light, and what I can do is I can warm things up. Okay, what did you prefer, the slight yellow, or did you like you like this one? Who likes this color? Put up your hands. Okay, 1, 2 people, 3 people. Who likes a little bit warmer? Okay, now, I want you to do me a favor. Keep your hands up. Now, whenever you're doing a workshop, whenever you're learning something, and you're with a lecturer and they ask you this, and the good lecturers are doing, so what I'm doing with you, let me quickly tell you, what I'm doing with you is market research. Why? Because it's my profession, and I've got my audiences that I need to impress in front of me. So I'm just doing market research now. So when I asked you to hold up your hands, how many of you like this slide? This one that's where it is now? Put up your hands again. There was 3 of you. You can put up your hands. The one that's like this. Look at this color. Okay, let me just wait. Sorry. Who like this color? Put up your hands. Keep your hands up. Now look around. Look at how many people are lifting up their hands. Only 2. Okay. How many of you liked the slightly warmer? Put up your hands. Look around now again. You're doing your own market research. So yes, you like it. So that could be for your own personal photographs. But when you're putting it out there, which one are you going to put out? When I'm referencing people, yes. You have to go. Yeah. Okay. You see now. Okay. So what I do is I have to try and reference other people. We don't reference other photographers. Don't ask other photographers what they think of your photographs. Unless you're still trying to learn. But don't take it personally. Other photographers are going to tell you what you're doing wrong with the photographs, not what you're doing right necessarily. Okay, I want to impress the people that are going to pay me. So I'm going to ask the man in the street, the woman in the street, I'm going to say, what do you like? What do you think? And then we're going to go from there. Okay, so this is this light. And I'm going to show you how we build lighting. Do you like this color? Put up your hands if you like this color. Now look around. Okay, this color, more or less, that's about it. Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm going to turn this off. Then what we've got is, so this is a 40-watt light. Then what we've got, now this light is my absolute. So I'm going to quickly show you this. This is 100 watt. It's called the X100 molars. These people over there are going to hate me now. Let me just do this. Okay, so let me just show you. This is without the diffuser. Okay, this is without the diffuser. You're going to see how much light this gives out. I'm going to have to apologize to them just now. Okay, this is 50, and that's 100%. Now look at this when I pull it around. It's quite bright, eh? Okay, so we're going to turn it down. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put it on this diffuser. And did you see how harsh the light was? Let me quickly show you this. Let's do this. Okay, it's quite harsh. Can you see the light, what it's doing? Okay, so now let's put on a diffuser. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, same light, just this thing on. Look at this. Is it slightly better? How's that light? Okay, so now look what that does to the food. A lot better. And then you're going to see we've got another one over there that we're going to show you some lighting techniques. The nice thing about this light is that you can have the power source coming in here, and here's your battery pack. So it's got its own battery pack separate, so you can run it with normal power, or you can just put this on. And this fits in your bag so easily. And then you got a little 60-watt light, which does need power, or a power bank. This little one here. It's cute, huh? Happy with this. I just don't have the power cable with me right now, but this is what we can use here. Okay. So yes, it comes with the cable, or what you can do is you can put in the USB power bank on here. I've got my power bank here with the USB, but it gives you only 60% of the power out on this. Okay. All right, so that's it. Before I forget, the big thing when you're taking photographs, ladies and gents, do behind the scenes. Set up a cell phone. Hey everyone, even if it's for yourself. Hi everyone, I'm here today. We're going to be taking pictures of these beautiful chops here, or we're going to be doing this and that. Do it. People want to associate to you. You need to build your brand. That's how you're going to build the brand. People are wanting to know you, not just what your photographs are about. If you're shy, do it for yourself, and then when you get confident, you just like hold your breath like I did. I was like, when I do lives, I hate it. I'm like, okay, ready, everyone? Because I'm a closet introvert. I'm a proper introvert. So I'll go and do it, and I go, okay, ready, 3, damn it, 2, oh my gosh, 1. Hi, I'm here, welcome. Let's go into this. Anyway, so that's what I end up doing with regards to things. Do behind the scenes. Do those video diaries. If you don't want to do it for online, just do a little video diary. Okay. Then what we've got is we've got the lighting. Then it moves into your computer. Make sure your computer screen is calibrated. Because when you're worrying and you're working with brands, they want to make sure that those colors are to their Pantone. When you're looking at that screen, most PCs, not most, a lot of them need to be calibrated, the screens. Macs are fine. Macs are normally just perfect. Okay, happy with that. Then what I've got is a thing called a Wacom tablet. Have any of you heard of a tablet or Wacom tablet? It's a little tablet. It's like a drawing pad, digital drawing pad. And what's so nice is for finer details, what's really good is you can literally go in and pick up the smallest detail, and it's like a paintbrush. And as you're drawing, it changes pressure, so you can go fine into, you push harder and it goes into a bigger edit or whatever you're wanting to do. So I love that. And then your hard drives. Ladies and gents, your hard drives, don't go cheap on a hard drive. Because if you go cheap on a hard drive and you lose, those information, you're going to cry. The same thing is on your camera. Do not put a micro SD into an SD and then shoot photographs. Do not do that. It's not meant for that. Those micro SDs are for your cell phones or for your drones. Don't do those other things. We've got construction happening, obviously. Can you guys hear me at the back? Slightly. Okay, it's fine. All right. So, moving on. Okay, now we're going to talk about light. It's the most critical part of photography is your light. Okay, so we're going to start off with light intensity. How bright is the light? Okay, so the more bright, or the brighter the image is, the more impact it's going to be. The more clean and clinical the photograph's going to look. So we're going to have that over here. This is going to be a more clean and clinical look. You'll see the difference. The emphasis comes onto the food a lot more. and we're going to shoot a little bit brighter for impact, high key stuff. Then, obviously, when you go and shoot darker, darker represents what? How do you feel when you see something dark? Moody, drama, intense, that kind of thing. So something's wanting to show intense flavors, or this is like, I don't know, a really rich kind of something, you go into a darker look. So we play with overexposure and underexposure. You must try that with your photographs. Some of the time when I've taken photographs and I've shot it in a certain exposure and I'm going, it's not really working. And I've gone the other side, which I didn't think would work, and it works. So I sometimes take my sliders and I do this just to see what happens. You got your black book? Okay. All right. So that's intensity of color. Are you all happy with intensity of light? Overexposed, underexposed, play with that. We're going to play with this now as well. What I also like is snoots. Have you guys seen snoots? I forgot about that. It's a light shaper that funnels the light. It's like, you know what a funnel is? So you can get a funnel, and I've done this before also with my, what do they call them? Funnels for food as well. You have them. So I've taken one of those and I've reversed it and put it over here. So then what it do with the light, it makes it into a spotlight. So have you ever seen that spotlight look? So I use that. Anyway, okay. Then the next thing is color of light. Color of light is important. Why? Because as you saw with regards to that, you can ask him, with regards to your color of light, what does the color blue make you feel? Cool, cold, clinical. Are you happy with that? What does the color yellow make you feel? Warm? Happy? Nikon. Okay, so warmth is imperative. We love to have a little bit of a warmer tone when it comes to food. What does warm tones with food also represent? The food's still warm, it's still hot. If you put blue onto it, it makes the food feel cold. Okay, so be careful when you're shooting these things that you play with those colors, the blues to the yellows. Okay, I'm going to show you that as well. Some of you are shooting in auto white balance, am I right? Maybe. Because yes, in RAW, when you're shooting RAW, what you can do is you can change your white balance later. But later means more time, more money spent. And also what you do is when you're playing with your white balance there, you can see what it's actually doing to your food. So rather change your white balance on location. Then the angle of light. You're going to see here, if we angle light, I'm going to use this thing again. Okay, so here we've got light. What I like to do a lot of the time is lighting overhead like this. Except for when there's a shadow above it. So I like to have my light overhead. Why? Because of the shadows. You can see if you move it like this, what it's doing. Let me just turn up this light a little bit more. Okay, look at that. And as you're going to come, you'll stand up later on, and you're going to see what the food. Do you see how it gives it mood? The angle of light. You all know this. I know you know. Some of you know this, but these are critical things. So we're going to look at maybe putting one light like this, which is going to be the key light or the main light, and then we're going to have another light that just gives a little bit of fill-in light on this side to be able to give it more of a three-dimensional look. Okay, so this is key what we're going to be doing with regards to that. Okay. So that's the angle of the light. And then the shape of light, you saw me when I took this shield, this light shaper, and I took it off and compared to putting it on. I like putting these things on, these diffusion. Okay, now if you don't have these, window light is beautiful. Window light is amazing. What I also sometimes do is I take window light, and I'm going to quickly show you something. No one's got a piece of paper or writing pad here, huh? Yeah, can I borrow yours? Okay, so I just want to show you this. Hopefully it's going to work. Okay, I don't need your pen. Thanks. Okay, so I came from a day that I couldn't afford everything. So I had to make a plan with regards to things. I had to make a plan on how I could do this. So what a great thing is a reflector. Have any of you worked with reflectors? Okay, so here's a built-in reflector. Okay, sometimes what I do is I take a piece of tin foil, and you can have it either straight, like perfectly, but sometimes it's nice to crinkle it up and then put it around something. And then what you do is you take it from this side, and you can see it just gives a little bit of a highlight on there. So I use these, especially with smaller foods and from window light, to bounce it in. The yellow side, be careful of, because you're going to add yellow into the picture. So I use paper as a backdrop. If I can't get these are amazing. I never used to have these. These are phenomenal. So what I would end up doing is I'd go to a stationery store and buy a big piece of A0, and then I'd stick it to my walls, and then I'd have my own backdrop. So that's what I end up doing. Reflectors are really, really good. Okay, let's move on. Any questions? Oh, that's fun. Okay. Any questions? That one just looks cool. I don't really use it. No, I'm just joking. So that light over here, what I do, it gives it beautiful round spread. Have you seen ring lights? Ring lights are just so stunning because of how it shapes the light. So this, what I do is I take that and I normally put it above the food. Shooting above the food is really, you're going to see the different looks. We're going to try different ones, and you're going to all take photographs, and you're going to tell me which one you like the best. There is no right and wrong answer. Okay. So, how to style the food? Okay, so with regards to that, you can style your food. How many of you style your own food? Awesome, I love it. Great. Again, when I was starting out with regards to food styling, if I've got the chef with me, go for it. But I have to ask the chef. A lot of the time, the chefs create the food, but I want to get the story out of them. So I'll sit with the chef and I'll say, so tell me, chef, with regards to when you're creating this, what were you thinking? What was your mood like? Why did you choose this? What ingredients are you using? Because I'm busy building the story. Because what I am doing is, again, a videographer, is what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, great, so you used a little bit of coriander or you used whatever, and I want to do that little shot like this. Even if it's for behind the scenes. Remember, we don't always have to have their food in shot. We have a picture of him or her just doing this, and the flakes falling out of their hand. That's a great fill-in shot for a part of a book when they're talking about it. Because if you've ever seen any kind of TV shows, like magazine TV shows, when they're doing interviews, so I'll interview them and I say, so what's your favorite book?
1984.
1984.
Yeah.
Favorite book? 1984.
Yeah.
Okay, so his favorite book is 1984. So what I do is I don't know if you've seen this, but in the interview, I'll say, what's your favorite book? He says 1984, and then a picture of the book comes up on screen. And then I say to you, what's your favorite holiday destination?
New York.
New York. So he loves New York, and he loves the streets of New York and Manhattan. So then we show that cutaway of New York and stuff like that. It's building that environment, that ecosystem. So you want to be able to do that with the coriander, with the way they flip whatever. They use the pans. So I take pictures of all of that to put together. Am I going to use it all? Maybe not. But let me tell you, I might use that for another shoot that a magazine's paying me to do some work for. And I think it's going to add in. The people love that I'm adding in extra. Okay, so when we're doing that, I meet with the chef, or you've got a preconceived idea of it. That's going to be a challenge, because do you like selfies? Because you're going to be doing a lot of photographs of yourself, like obviously on a timer. You use a self-timer to take photographs? Do you ever take photographs of you preparing food? I know, I hate it. I like it totally. That's why I'm on this side of the camera. Okay, but you can't try and do it, and you're going to see just, yeah. Me too. We do. But it's so interesting because, again, not necessarily for food, because you can't act like food, but when we're doing portraiture, it's so nice to be in front of the camera, because I hate it, but I can see that how awkward it feels. And when I say, okay, stand like this, and I look at myself and go, oh my gosh, did I actually just tell the people to do that? But it makes me have better understanding of what where. And then when I say to the chef, no, but I need you to hold it like this, And he's like, there's no ways I'm holding those flakes like that. It's impossible. And I'm looking at the shape of the hand and how it looks in relation to this. And what's his name that does salt bar? So how I preconceive it is not how it's always going to look the best. We always want to create shapes. Remember that. Good afternoon. Okay. So what we do is we look at 4 shapes. We're looking for triangles and circles. Triangles and circles and primary shapes are the most powerful shapes in photography and in visual communication. So when we're doing things, especially when you're doing food, look for those triangles and those circles when you're creating your food. Lead-in lines. Do you know about lead-in lines? Lead-in lines are lines that when you're taking a picture, and have you seen pictures with railways, like railway tracks? They don't just they don't come in midway in the shot. They either come in from the side, and they lead your eyes into the picture like that, or they come in from this side, from the corner, and into the shot. So we're looking for things that take our eyes and take it into the picture. So when I'm designing and I'm sitting with the chef to create food shots, when I can, I see how they set it up. I let him set it up his first dish, and then I look at it and I say, okay, great, we need this, and we need to move that, and we need to, and then I can see from my camera what works out better. How many of you are doing that when you're creating your own food? You're putting it together because that looks great visually for this, for me. But for my camera, that doesn't look nice. So instead of doing it for yourself and what looks nice there, do what works well for your camera. And then you can make other type of food for there. But then the problem is when you take that picture, it kind of has to be a little bit relatable to the dish that you're presenting. Okay, so that's there. And I've pretty much covered everything, so we're going to go into demo now. Any questions? Any questions? Did I cover most things? You sure? Question? No. When's your workshop? Tomorrow, hey? Okay, 31st. Wait, I want to quickly tell you, she's going to tell you about her workshop as well.
Thank you, Stefan. Inshallah, day after tomorrow, I have workshop, and as you know, I'm commercial photographer, food and sweets, and we will show them how to do the stacking. When you say the stacking, I will bring a special rail for the stacking, because this is very important in food photography. And then I will bring my own backdrops, which I made by hand, because that's what also is very important. They should know how to make it. And we will have low-key and high-key photography, and I hope they have lots of fun and test it. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so that's perfect. So you saw she's going to be bringing and showing focus stacking, as well as creating your own backgrounds and stuff like that. Love that. I'm too old now. I got no time. No, but it's true. Okay, so she's going to be doing focus stacking. You're going to be able to see that creating, backdrops and the scenarios, as well as high key, low key. All right, so happy. Let's get our cameras ready to shoot. So what I'm going to first show you, have you got your cameras? No, you don't have. Yeah, sorry. Are you coming this afternoon? Do you have a camera for this afternoon? No. If you can, bring it for this afternoon. Okay. Do you have your camera? Cell phone. Cool. We're going to start off with cameras first, and then I'm going to show you with cell phones. Okay, let me actually show you. Who's got iPhones? Let's quickly show you iPhones first. Okay, iPhones, you can see an iPhone. You happy with that? Do you all know where the filters are on the iPhone? Okay, let's start with the easiest thing. On an iPhone, if you want to focus, it's automatically going to start searching for focus. Okay, but if you want to focus in a certain area, you just touch on the screen. And then you'll see that's the focus area. I know this is basic, but then when you touch on the screen, you'll see that there's a sun that comes up. And when the sun pops up, you can push the sun up to make it very bright, or you can pull it down with your exposure, plus or minus your exposure. Make it brighter or darker. Okay. Then what we have is you'll see that on the top here, on the iPhones, there's a little arrow that goes up. Okay, you push that. And then you've got various different options. You've got self-timer, which is great if you're scared that you're going to move, so you can get like a tripod for a cell phone. Why do we want a tripod for a cell phone? Because if you're doing long exposures, because you've got a pro mode that you can set your exposure, and you bump slightly, what ends up happening? Your picture's blurred. And with macro photography, you don't want a blurred picture. You don't have to have that now. It's just in case. But what I have got is that you'll see that there's the three circles on the iPhone. You see those three circles? That there is your color filters. And then what I will do is I'll point it at the subject like this, and I'll slide along the filters to see which one gives me the best look. Okay. So we're going to try that. So that's there on an iPhone. What other phones do you have? Samsung, you know how to do that? Okay. Samsung. Okay, you know how to do the colors and both. Okay. Then Nikons, I want you to do this Nikon cameras that you got. Okay, Nikon cameras. Have you got what camera? Okay, you can have a look at. Okay, so what I'm going to show you is on your Nikon camera, you're going to push menu. On your Canon camera, there's going to be, I'm going to do it this afternoon and tell you, but there's a thing called, on Nikon, it's in your shooting menu, and it's called Set Picture Control. That one. Okay, under Set Picture Control, find that. Keep going up or down to find Picture Control. Zip, oh, sorry, wait. There we go. Set Picture Control, there it is. On Canon, it's called Picture Style. That's where it's faithful, monochrome, and all those wonderful things. Okay, do you see this? Okay, so you're going to go to that one. Across. Sorry, just hold your camera there. And keep going down until you find Set Picture Control. Keep going down. You can keep going there. Okay, keep going until you find it. All right, no, let's go back up. Oh, sorry, it's the wrong one. My apologies. Zip. That one. Okay, so now on that, you've got Set Picture Control. You all got that. So now what I want you to do is I want you to put it onto, notice where it is, and that's why cell phones are so great. Do you see what she's doing? Cell phones amazing to do what? Take pictures of the menus before you change them so that you can reference it later when you want to put it back. Okay, so you put it on standard for me. Put your picture reference on standard. Okay, what I want you to, you're all going to stand up. On your, what camera is that? That is a Canon. So on your Canon, her Canon, she's going to look for picture style. Okay, did you all get standard on your cameras? Did you get it? Then what I want you to do is you can come up one by one. Oh no, let's just do it on me first. Let me quickly get her. Okay. Hello. Okay, so what we're going to do is even quicker. I'm going to touch here, and we're going to go Q set, and we're going to go down to their picture style. And there's standard. That's the one. Push OK. You got it. Okay, so what we're going to do now is you're going to just take a picture of me, unfortunately, because we're going to do the food. I want you also to check that your camera is in RAW. In your shooting menu, it must be in RAW. RAW. Are you all in RAW? Sorry? Yeah. Correct. It's RAW. I feel like a lion. That's terrible. My jokes are terrible. What camera do you have? Canon. Okay, cool. So you saw picture style. Standard. Okay, in RAW. I want you to do me a favor. Once it's in RAW, take a picture of me, unfortunately. For you and me. Did you get a picture? You can take, okay. Okay, you got a picture. Okay, perfect. Now what I want you to do is I want you to go to monochrome. I want to just show you monochrome. You're not going to ever particularly use this, but okay, sorry. So press menu, set picture control, and look for monochrome. Push OK on monochrome. Take a picture of me again. Okay, you got it? You got it? You happy yet? Let me quickly help her here. It's way too close. You got it. Okay, let me do one more. Oh, there we go. Okay, so you got monochrome. Okay, perfect. You got it? Monochrome? You shot monochrome? Which is black and white? Yes. Yeah, perfect. Cut. It's black and white. Yes. Okay, so now, this is just on the Nikon cameras for now because I want to quickly show you something and then I'm going to show you another thing. So you all took a picture in monochrome. Now, some of you are going to say, but why am I doing this? I can do that later in Photoshop. Time is money. How many of you got into trouble with your husbands, wives, girlfriends, boyfriends, partners because you take so long sitting in front of your computer editing? I know that's your getaway. I know that's a way for an excuse to get away from the family. But the challenge is that you're wasting your time. As a businessman or woman, what you should be doing is worrying about your time. So now what I do is I do it in camera so I can see what it's going to be like. Next thing I want you to do is I want you to go into Vivid. Look for Vivid. Oh, so menu, picture style, look for Vivid. Now on Canon, one of the nicest filters is the faithful filter. I don't know what it is about it, but it's about faithful. Okay, let's take a photo. I hate Vivid. Do you see what it does? Vivid, look at the... I know what's wrong. What aperture are you on? F8. Okay, turn your ISO, your back wheel for me. There we go. Try it out now. Okay, did you get that? Did you get to Vivid? Did you get a photograph? Better, huh? Didn't get to Vivid. Okay, cool, coming. Hello, long time no see. Okay, so again, once you're out of here, you push Q set. What mode are you in now? You're in another mode.
I put auto now, not...
You can't be in auto with this. You have to be in... Put it onto program. Go to P. Is there a P? Yeah, there. Go for that. Okay, now you'll get it. Q set. There it is there. Okay, did you see that again? So push Q set for me. That's the one. Push in there. Yep, and now go to monochrome. M for monochrome. It's that one just below the S. Touch on it with your finger. It should be touch screen. There we go. And push OK. Now take a photo of me. Okay. Mr. Chef. Okay. Are we good? Did she get a photograph? Okay, coming. One more. Is it okay? Let's see. Okay. Got it. Okay, so now you shot Vivid. That thing makes red and... Okay, so do you see Vivid? If you look at Vivid versus your standard picture, you're going to see the color difference. Again, I do it in camera, and now I'm going to show you a little trick. I want you to push menu, or with the Canons, wherever it may be, Q set, and I want you to go. It says Vivid, am I right? You're on the Vivid picture control. Okay, Vivid. Now on the Canons, you push info. You see it says info set. Nikons, you push to the right on your joystick. Yeah, push to the right. Okay, and go to Vivid. And then go that way. Now look at all those settings there. Menu. Yeah, go across. This joystick. Go across again. Look at all that. Did you see that? You can have a look. Just look at it over your shoulder there. You can see. So you can go Q set. You see it says here in your Vivid. Let's look for Vivid. Landscape can work. So let's work on landscape. Okay, and then you see it says the info set. Push that info. with your finger. There we go. Sharpness, fineness, threshold, contrast, saturation, color tone. Okay. So now what you can do is in your camera, how many of you go later, apart from you yet, how many of you go later and you increase the sharpness or the contrast or the things? Why do you want to do it later when you can do it in camera and you've already done one operation quicker? If it takes you, you can say to me, oh, Steve, it's 1 second. Times 300 photographs, 300 seconds. Times how many shoots in a week? Doesn't take a brain surgeon to work out that you're wasting time. So what you do is you do it in camera. What's nice is only now, recently, the past 2 years, Adobe's allowed to take, because Canon and Nikon were the only two brands that Lightroom could not read those filters. So we'd shoot like that, and then we'd get into Photoshop, Lightroom, and it would just go, shh, get rid of it. Whereas now it reads it. So what I'm shooting there is what I'm going to get back at the place. So now what I want to show you something cool. Okay, so do you see how you're going to set that up? You can literally, we're going to set it up shortly, just now. Okay. But what I want you to do now is I want to show you the power of your Nikon cameras. Sorry, Canon's not there yet, and Sony's not there yet. I want you to go to the black and white photograph that you took. So let's go out of there. Okay, I want you to go to the black and white photograph that you took. Take another one, yeah. Go back to that black and white photograph that you took, and I want you to do me a favor. I want you to press on that black and white photograph, I want you to push the I button. I button. Push the I button. Here it is here. Okay, now what I want you to do is I want you to look for retouch menu. There it says retouch. Retouch. Okay, now do you see NEF raw processing? NEF raw, that's the one. NEF raw processing, there, you're good. Okay, you didn't shoot on raw. Let's quickly change this to raw, sorry. That's it, go into raw processing. Sorry, I'm just changing that. Whoops, and then touch raw. Look for raw on its own. That's it, perfect. Now take a black and white picture of me. Okay, do you see now? I want you to have a look in that. So where's that picture? Oh, you can just take a picture of, okay, I'll go quickly. There. It's one way to get into everyone's cameras, eh? Okay, so playback. Picture. There, push I button. There, retouch, push OK. Raw processing, push OK. Go to slot 2, press OK. Now, do you see it says raw? Do you see now it says EXC? Do you see it says normal, large? And do you see all the settings there? So now what you can do, let me show you quickly. Can I borrow your camera? I just want to show them. Okay, so I'm going to try to do this. Okay, so on the camera, I'm just going to quickly show it to you. Press the I button, press the retouch button, press NEF raw processing. Okay, now, do you see, oh man, there. Okay, now there's a menu that comes up. Do you see this is black and white? You see it's a black and white photograph. Now what happens is this is processing in camera, editing in camera, meaning you can edit your photographs in camera. So now what I can do is I can choose, I want a normal JPEG that I'm going to be editing out with or coming out with. I want to choose a fine JPEG, okay? I want to choose a large picture size. There's large, medium, small. I choose large. I go down to white balance. Well, in a black and white picture, can you see white balance? Can I tell you, black and white, white balance. Play with white balance in black and white. You won't believe what it does to your pictures. Okay, next one. Now you got exposure compensation. What I can do with that is I can make the picture brighter or darker. Did you see how it went brighter? Or darker, 2 stops within camera. Now still black and white photograph until I come here. Okay, now here's where the key comes in. Is now what I can do is look at the colors. I'm just going to start here. So why do I do this now is because I can now see that this filter works the best for this food right away without going to say, I'm going to shoot this now, I'm going to edit it later, and I think I'm going to do an extra bit of vivid on my picture and then a little bit of extra contrast. Do it here. Okay, unless you're tethering. If you're tethering into Lightroom, you can still do it there. So then I can choose a color, and then I can do various different options of editing. And when I'm done, I can execute, and then it saves the JPEG and keeps the raw picture safe in black and white. Happy with that. I love that. There's two reasons why I do it. One, because I want to maximize my workflow. Two, sometimes I'm on location and I'm shooting and I'm not really happy with the photographs I'm coming out with because I'm under standard picture control or if I'm on a certain picture control. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll scrap the whole thing and say, I have to change the colors on this plate. I'm going to have to change the scenario and the thing. And all it was a slight change in color and then it pops. So I do go through different colors. Like on your cell phone, you're going to slide through it, and you're going to see that for this, it's going to be one colorway. I take the same food and put it over here, and it's going to be another colorway. So that's what we're going to look at. Okay, so you've got that. So what I want you today to do when we're shooting now is I'm going to want you to play with those color filters, okay, on your cameras. All right, so let's set up and let's start shooting. Yes. Retouch, yes. Yep. That's the one. Go down to SD slot. That's where you're going to save the things from. Yeah. And now you go into it. Okay. So those of you that want to shoot with their cell phones, we're going to shoot. You can shoot with your cell phone. Those of you who want to shoot with your camera, you can shoot with your camera. Okay. I'd prefer a camera, but if you've got a cell phone, let's do it. So let's start. I just want to show you with his cell phone what it looks like. So you're going to come up. We can all come up now and stand in front here, so then I don't have to talk on this thing. We can get close. Okay. There's one tool. There's another tool that I forgot to show you. Sorry, there's two of them. Let me just show you. This here. Okay. Is another thing, obviously, from Zune. And it's a light wand. You're going to see, let me just do this. Boops. And let's go this way. So what's nice is you got this, and watch how what you can do is, these are called barn doors. So you can literally focus the light, just like that, or you can open it up to do that. And what's nice is it's handheld, but what you can also do is you can have different colors. I love this. It gives a beautiful like reflection of the highlights. Okay, so let's get into shooting. The last thing that I want to show you, I don't think I'm allowed to do it in here, but I'm going to do it anyway. Have any of you seen these things? Okay, so vapes. Have you when you've done those food shots, you've got two things that you can do. You can hire obviously a smoke machine or hazing machine. Good luck trying to find them. Or here in Dubai, you most probably can just call Amazon and get it like this. Or what you can do is you get hot ice. Have you seen hot ice? The tip with hot ice is you put it in ice cold water. No, I'm joking. You put it in boiling hot water. The hotter the water, the more smoke you're going to get from the hot ice. And then the last one is this. Okay, this works beautifully. I can feel there's quite a bit of wind here. So but what I normally do, and I'm going to do it for the shot when you guys are ready, I'm going to do a literal, we're going to have smoke coming around it as well with this. Okay. So that's it. Let's quickly set up this lighting. So what we always do. Oh, Shaji, thank you. Did you make that?
Yeah.
For me?
Yeah. I'll let you know how to make this later.
Okay, you'll tell me how to make it later. I love it. Okay, so what we're going to do is, again, I'm going to ask you to help me with this. So when we're doing these setups, would you rather do this on here and this on here? What would you do? Don't like it. So what we're going to do is we're going to shoot it anyway. We're testing. We're having some fun. We're going to shoot it anyway like this, see how it comes out. Because sometimes you have to do something wrong to get it right. But we kind of know what's going to happen. It's going to blend in. But then it's a high key shot and it's creative. Okay. The other thing that I do a lot of work with, obviously, is making things look wet. So you've got obviously a spring, like a, I don't know what you call it. It's those spray bottles that you just make things, not for these specifically, but I use sometimes glycerine on cool drinks and water and on cans, so it makes it look extra cold. The interesting thing is when we do alcohol, like beer or something like that, because you have to have that perfect top to a beer. So we were on shoot, I have to tell you, we were on shoot, I think it was Budweiser when we were busy shooting, and these poor actors and actresses. So we'd pour it, and the director didn't like the amount of water on the glass or the glycerine. So he said, but let's just see. So anyway, they took it, the actresses and actors sipped on the beer, and he says, cut. No, he doesn't like that, get new ones. So they have to throw the beer out. There was like a big, then we sprayed it again, and so we tested now. The director should have been checking this. There wasn't enough foam on the top, and they drink a little bit more, and the director says, no, we need more foam on top. They went through maybe a case of beers. The actors and actresses were sitting like this. Anyway, all right, so let's do this. We're going to shoot without light. So I want you all to take a picture. I want you to think about it. Would you do, look how it's looking now, would you do standard vivid colorway? Or you won't do monochrome, you won't do black and white, am I right? There's no point. What's the point? Your food, it's color, that's what you want. You want the beauty of the food. So what you would do is you can have a look at, now what I'm looking at is I'm looking at the accentuating colors on this. Do you see the accentuating colors is the reds and obviously the greens with regards to it. Vivid's going to over-accentuate those, but you're going to have a look what it does. Later what I end up doing is I've got a feeling that I'm going to look at this. The tonal range in this dish is nice, but we'd maybe want to add one or two other things just to give it a little bit of separation because, yeah, let's leave it at that. Okay, so you have to look at the tonal separation. When I say tonal separation, the colors that they use and where they use the colors and stuff. So this is going to come in there. So what we might end up doing later is in my red channels and in my green channels, like where I'm editing, I'm going to be pulling and pushing them quite a bit to be able to enhance certain things. All right, then obviously on this, cold food, don't shoot. Because you can see cold food, it's just, we all can pick it up. So I always work with fresh food as much as possible, and I prep. A lot of the time, chefs don't always tell you, but once you work them, you have to say, chef, how long till this is ready? You get everything ready, prep, don't wait till the last minute. As that food lands, you're shooting. Because it just lies differently, it looks differently. We all know this, but I'm just saying that. Okay. Then what I'll end up doing is I'll also look at how the things are set up. So I do maybe touch things and change things. A lot of the food shots that you will see, and just be aware, we all know that a lot of the food that we see in these international campaigns, it's not real food. It's plastic. Okay, that's how they're getting those beautiful, it's created, it's all 100% fake. Or there might be one or two things that may be real. So don't think that you're going to come here and one of us is going to show you to get that 100% perfect meal that's natural. Because it's not, I shoot that, I know that. So yeah, it's ridiculous what we do. And then consumers are getting more and more frustrated because you saw like McDonald's or one of these brands, like you see this beautiful Burger King, it's amazing, it sits perfectly. And if they actually see what's in there that's holding it up and that's puffing it up and that bun is actually as hard as like you could throw it on the floor, but just to get it there. Okay, so I don't want to go on with that. Okay, so let's shoot this as is, like this. Would you put the food to the back there or would you put it here? More to the front. How much? Stupid question from me. Why? Because you have to test it. You have to see what your depth of field is, where you're standing, how you're standing, and you go from there. Now, which angle works best for you? Set up the dish as you would. Where would you be shooting from? Obviously, this angle. Would you be shooting down? Would you shoot from top down?
Yeah, but the lighting is not proper, I guess.
So now what do we do? So she was saying that she would shoot from the top down. How many of you would do this?
Yeah, for this food,
Yeah. For this food, would you shoot from the top down? Yes? No? Okay, let's check.
For me, in the top and the aligners.
Is there a wrong and a right way? No. Everyone's artistic and to their own. The only thing is, as you said, is that you said straight away, I would shoot from the top, but you can see the shadow coming. Am I right?
Yeah.
So what could we do to combat that?
Either,
Turn off the lights above.
yeah.
I would put a diffuser up here. So then I would take like another piece.
The white one here.
So I would do, actually, I could just do this. Oh, where's that light coming in from? That's, there. So here it is. You see how I'm trying to find it? So that's one way of doing it. But now, where is it? I have to find this now. This is my, do you see it? Put your hand there so I can just see. Where's the light coming from? So definitely above.
Maybe this. I have no clue.
Is your hand there? Yeah. Okay, we got lots of light sources coming in because we got those light sources as well there. So what you can do is you can literally close it up. Now remember, the minute you start closing it up like this, and let's quickly give me that. Okay, it would go, we would say it would go higher though. I just hope it doesn't fall on the food. Okay, now so what I'd do is you'd create something much bigger, so you could put you'd diffuse that light completely. So that's what we'd end up doing potentially. Be careful if you do this because of the colors from the outside, because when you're shooting with light, it's going to be reflecting all over the place. Okay, but for today, we're not going to be able to shoot from the top. So if you can hold that thing, I'm going to take this away. Okay, let's put that there. Okay, so we're all going to take a picture of this food as it is for now, like this. And so what angle are we going to take it from? 45, yes. It's a nice one. Where are we going to put that?
Like this, yeah.
Happy with that? And where would you shoot from? Yes.
You have to shoot and you have perfect lighting condition where you will shoot from.
I shoot top and I shoot from the side. Can I tell you? I shoot top and I shoot from the side, and then I potentially keep moving it around. I definitely do top and I do from the side, always. Whatever it may be, I'd always do that just to give it a different angle and different depth. But yes, so none of you guys are wrong, and that's how it would be. Okay, so let's take a picture. If you don't have your camera here, take a picture with a cell phone. So come in, take the picture, and then move out, if you don't mind. And if you got your cell phone, you can do the same thing. Joking. So I would do, with this one, I'd do standard. I would test you on standard. And then what I'd also do is I wouldn't be on AFC. I'd go on to AFS. AFS is more, it's stationary, which is more accurate, okay? And what I would also do is I would go into standard picture mode and I'd go into vivid, just to try it out. And because you've got a couple, watch what I do here. Do you guys want to stand behind me after you've taken the shot? I want to show you something. On my camera, I'm going to show you. Here, so what I do, so when I'm shooting this, for instance, can you see, I'm going to just lift it up. Okay, it's overexposed a lot. Okay, so look at the food here. Now what I do is I've got a shortcut. So you see the food there? Let's just shoot it anyway. Got it? Okay, so there's the food there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my shortcuts. Now watch when I turn this wheel, watch what happens to the color of the food. Look at that vivid. Quite nice. Look what happens. Shoot that. There's the vivid. There's the standard. Look at the reds. Look at the contrast. But let's not stop there. Let's go through the different colorways. So I've got portrait. I've got landscape. Not bad. Flat. Now it's a little bit too flat. Dream. No. Look at that one. That's got like a bluish color. This is morning. Let's see what this does. And maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it's works. So what I end up doing is, before I shoot, look at that color. That's called pop. Let's show pop. It's a little bit overexposed. Let's go down a little bit. Look at this one. So what I do is I experiment, and I use this as my shortcut. So I'm busy going through all of these here, and I flick through them quickly. It takes me a couple of seconds, and eventually I could potentially find the perfect one. That's going to be right. And what's nice is when I do this for the, oh, there we go. What I do is when I do this for my clients, they're so impressed because when you're going to deliver this, I can send it to you now. How long does it take me, you heard this, how long does it take me to deliver to a client? For wedding photography, I send them the pictures that same night because of my learning this. I send my clients, well, where's the shooting? Do you want the picture now? You can use it for Instagram now. Not tomorrow, not 2 weeks, not 6 weeks, now. So that's what you want to try and look at it. So that's what I end up doing is I do this and I go through. Do you see these colorways? Let me just show you. So. And why do I do it so quickly? Because a great picture, ladies and gents, we do the mistake of when we do something, we end up looking like this. And then we go, is this a nice picture? I don't know. Next one. When I'm selecting my photographs, what do? Flick, 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 flick. I actually put it in tile mode, you know the tile? And whatever jumps out at me, I highlight those. That I can't even see the detail because the colors are right. They're appealing to my eye. Then once I've done that, then I go in and then I flick, 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 flick. And the ones that catch my eye, that's my next one. And then I break it down. Isn't that the hardest when you've done about 1,000 pictures or 500 pictures or 200 pictures? So that's how I do it. Okay, cool. You're happy with that? Then what I want to show you quickly, I'm going to do it now, is I want to show you how I do a slow motion video. So just have a look at this, just so you can see it. Okay, so I'm going to go here, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to go. Okay, and I'm going to pull back. Okay, so here's a slow motion video. Do you see the impact in it? Okay, I lost focus a little bit because it's low light. But you see the impact in a slow motion video. Check here.
But when you're moving, how do you keep your focus?
AFC or autofocus continuous. So check here. Can you see it? So look at this. Just that little bit. So you have a fade to black after that. Food coming in, fade to black, or food coming in and the logo comes out. Clients love it. What you can do is you shoot at 120 frames on your Canon in video mode. I'll show you that afterwards if that's okay. 120 frames, and then when you go into post-production, you just slide the slider that says slow, you slide it all the way to slow, and you'll see it just goes. And the tip with that, with shooting video, slow motion is great because in a normal video, this is what a normal video would look like. Let me show you the difference. You see that?
Shake will be visible with the slow motion.
So here's the same thing. Okay, I'm going to quickly shoot it first, and ready, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so this is what a normal video looks like. Okay, ready? Does it have any impact? But look at the slow motion one. And the slow motion video actually hides the camera shake. So that's my little trick with regards to things, is hiding the camera shake by slow-mo. And I sometimes, you'll see how I normally do it, is I'll stand like this, and I'll go in like that with my body. Okay, and then with your cameras, your cell phones. Where's your cell phone? Oh. Let me just show you here. Do you mind? Is your leg all right?
I sit in the shower this morning.
Now I know your password, eh? Where's your camera?
Right there.
There. So nice with slow-mo. You see the only problem, check here. Do you see the flicker? But what I'd normally do is I'd go, and then what you can do, so what you then do is in that photo you say edit, and then you change where the slow-mo starts. And now if I do, but you have to watch for light flicker. I'm going to get rid of that later. Did you see that? Perfect. Okay, let's get some pictures. So we'll do this one, and we're going to do this one like this, so you can take pictures of both, but let's do this one, and then...
Take a picture, put the mood.
Yes?
Me.
You can put it on program, but yeah, you can. Yeah, please, perfect, because it does everything fully automatic for you.
And
Okay, let me move out the way.
speed,
Shutter speed, let's just see what it's sitting at right now. Oh no, that's fine. This is a great camera. We'll do it. It's fine. And if you want to go brighter or darker, this makes it darker. Whoops. This makes it darker, or you want to go brighter? You like that one? Perfect. There we go. Okay, questions? Thank you. Thank you so much. Just one thing.
I don't want this which is coming here. Bit line.
I'll show you now. You're going to take a photograph? I will. Yeah, cool. Okay. Nice shot. Very nice.
Thank you. How do we change the mode to vivid continuously?
Two.
You kept changing the modes, vivid, standard, with this button.
Do you want that to happen?
Yeah.
Go to into your camera settings, controls. You go to your customize command dials. Wait, sorry, wrong one. Customize controls, sorry. That one there, we're going to change. Okay, now what happens? You hold this front button. See that one? And turn the back wheel. Okay. You're going to shoot? Let's see.
Mine is it's maybe this one, okay, but
Perfect. So now your challenge is
okay. More
yeah.
because
Because of here today now, the lighting's not the best.
the dish white and the background white. The dish, if I take see, it's like.
Is it too light? If it's too light, what you can do is you go into this and you make it darker. And, okay, do it for me, show me. So you touch that one, touch on the screen. That's making the picture brighter or darker.
Okay.
So you move the joystick up and down.
See, I have
Try it
some
again.
problem.
No, that's why I'm here.
If I take in my home, it is just a hobby of mine.
Hmm.
If I take the picture for the dish, I confuse how I can the corner, good corner.
So what? Yeah. So what I do?
Like this, how is the great corner? And how I grade
So what I do to tell you is I shoot the shot wide, like everything. You can use this one. You stand further back, or you take your different lens. You take it wide. You then go into your Photoshop, and you start cutting the picture, and then you see, oh, this is the best angle, and then I go back, and then I shoot close up with this. Yes, tripod's good. Yeah, it does. Yeah, you have to. I agree with you, especially when you're shooting that. Okay, can we put a light in here now? Can we put a light? Can we try a light? Okay, let's do this. Okay, we're going to try this to start. Okay. Oh, sorry. There we go. Do you want it? Tell me when to stop. Wait, let's go. Tell me when to stop making it brighter. Is it too bright now? Was it fine? Too bright? Tell me when to stop. Okay, so that's one light. Ah, you see what happens. That's sorry. Just change your aperture or your ISO. Okay. Then I'm coming in with this one. I'm trying. Let me stay away from that for now. Okay. Yeah. You're going to see when I put this one up what it's going to start looking like. And what's nice is the pricing and everything is really, I don't know what the pricing here is, but so compact. I mean, look at the size of this and the power of it.
What about obviously studio life for photo any day, about creating a small video?
Yes. Beautiful. This one as well. I love these. I'm blown away with him.
Like you said, you have to transition. You can't just keep saying I'm photographer, I can do videos.
You have to.
Growth.
And you start off just with a slow-mo. Clients love it. Yes.
I
Ooh.
want
Ooh.
yeah, sure.
That's, ladies and gents, also what I must add, now that I've seen this, is don't think that you have to always get the full bowl of food in. Get the full bowl or the full plate, and then focus on sections of the thing, of the actual plate. Like tight close-up of a certain section that's appealing to you. And if you're not sure, take 5 or 6 different sections. Don't always just go plate, that's it. Okay.
I want to learn how to make this one and this one for the video.
The slow motion.
Yeah. This is good because
You see what's happening here? So I just want to show you
it's not sharp.
what's happening here. I just want to show you, ladies and gents. So when you're doing photographs, this is a beautiful setup and everything. The only problem right now that's happening, what are you seeing in the background? What are you seeing in the background? You should be seeing this.
No blurring.
No? So the problem with this is you're getting spill light. That's lighting up this, that's getting this is dark and this is light. Okay, so what I'd normally do, see now, you take that same photograph again and you're going to see that it doesn't have, so that's what you have to look out for. You have to watch this kind of stuff. Okay, now I'm going to add in another light, if that's okay. We finished talking, I can't remember now. Yes. Let me,
If you want a dramatic shadow, this light is good.
yeah,
The
you can see.
pattern.
And what they're starting to come up with is little filters that you put on the top to be able to give you like a window light like cross and you can also make your own ones and then just stick it on or okay, so now let's do the next light. Ho ho. Let's add in a second light. We're going to keep it on this one. I know some of you didn't like the, so now the other thing that you have to look at when you're using light, what no one's actually said anything to me about in any of the classes I've done with constant lighting is no one said to me, does this light have to be the same height as that light? No one asked me that. Well, so if you got this light at this height, what about this light? Should it also be at the same height? 9 times out of 10 people say yes, it should. But it depends because what you're doing here is you're looking at that and you're saying, I like this dramatic light, but this is quite dark here. So so maybe what I want to do is I want to take this lower than that light and I want to angle it differently. Okay, it can't go any lower. And then I'll change this angle a little bit there. Now, that slight bit of difference. Now look, you're busy filming this, so you're filming video. Have a look at this. So have your camera there. Watch what when I turn it off. Look at the look of that, and then just the fill-in light that comes in. Slightly different. And that's what I do. I don't just go and just turn it up, and I never start with my light full blown. I always started with the dark, and then I pull it in slowly just to see what it's doing to the picture. There, more or less. Happy with that. So try and take the same picture with this, with your cell phones and with your cameras.
I put this one and another side.
Yeah, yeah.
What mean?
So what?
Reflector.
Oh, you can put a reflector there. Yeah, you can. You can definitely. But since we got the lights, we're using the lights. Yeah. What time do I have to be finished? Sorry. Am I finished?
No, like before that, like there is someone who want to. They do a little bit of. They do a little bit of food styling.
Oh, wow.
Out there, and then you can ask them to take the pictures.
Yeah.
We can start now, right?
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, miss.
And to zoom in with the camera, what you'd rather do is take the camera in and shoot that way. But I just wanted to show you.
Sure.
Okay, so now, yes.
Is this light perfect on this?
Is this? Sorry?
This light
Yes.
is okay, or we have to dim it more?
No, it's okay. It's perfect. Yeah. Okay, now another shot. Here's another shot. Have a look here. Okay. What do you think of that? Look without it. Look what happens without this light. With the light. See, and what's nice, if you're doing half like that, I can also work this angle. And now what you should do also, what I tend to do is like I'll take a picture back where I see like the setup. You happy with that? Okay, now what I'm going to do, are you happy with this?
Yeah.
Now let's move into this side. Okay, because the chef's still busy doing that side. Oh, you want to? Okay. Then what we're going to do after this, okay, did everyone get a shot? Now we're going to move into the dark side. Okay, I'm going to take this away. Whoopsie daisy. Okay, did you all get a picture of this? Now try this. I'm just going to take this now, turn this off. You see the difference? Do you want to try a shot of this? It should be a little bit longer over here, but do you want a shot of this or not really? Everyone got this? And what we can do, I'm trying to think of, does anyone have a large piece of paper? No. So what I'm going to show you now, watch this. Can I move this away? Okay, I'm just going to move it. This is also quite interesting, this.
There's no drama.
I would shoot potentially like that. So do you see what I mean by, now what you can do is you just do this. You take a light, you can take a torch, you can do whatever, and you just, now that, unfortunately you're not seeing it here because of the lights, but what you can do is you can put this at this angle behind the food, and then you create that beautiful like halo effect behind the food. So something as small, I mean, you're just wrapping. It's the light isn't bright enough for this scenario. You'll see it only really works. What I can do actually, can you hold that for me like that? Thanks. What I can do, is it? Yeah, you see.
With the sun,
See, it's a little bit there. See that? Then you would turn on another light just to, but it's not perfect. I'd have to change the roll or make it bigger. Okay, so these are little things that.
Protect photography, like cosmetic brands.
100%. Do this. Okay. So do you see? Or I can do whatever it is. But you can't use normal paper. You need something that's quite thick to be able to do that. Okay. Now, I mean, but have a look. What's nice about this is look at the tone and mood. So you're happy with that? Let's do this. Sorry, I've actually run out of time, but I'm going to carry on going. So here, 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 this into here. And I like to angle my plates. How does this look? And now I'm going to do this. Oh, we'll get it now. Can I come around the back of you guys?
I do follow you already.
Ah,
Before you arrived to
okay.
Dubai.
Thank
I've
you.
heard about you.
Oh. I hope it's good stuff, not bad.
Yeah.
Good. I'm just going to come. Okay, so here we go. Okay, I'm going to show you these different backgrounds. Whoops. I'm going to show them these now. There we go. These are charged. Oh, no.
You need a cable, right?
Do you have a cable? I'm just going to use this.
Okay.
Do you have one of these lying around?
Charge.
Do you have a charged one? No. Okay, cool. Charging. Sorry, I'm going to give you that.
Also need to remove
Yeah.
this, right? You let me know when to call them, yeah?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
When they're ready, I
They're
can
ready.
almost be ready. Yeah, then let's do it. Let's just do this. Oh, wrong way.
So easy to set up, right?
Yeah, it's brilliant. Have a look at this. How does this look? See how beautiful what this does to the picture. Okay, I'm going to move out the way. Amazing, huh? It's everything you need. You don't need anything more. What do you think of that light? So the only thing that I do differently with this, you see underneath the plate. So what I'd end up doing is just putting in something soft just so you don't have it looks like the plate's flying. But you can't do anything now. You could, but or just what I do is I do like a small little I've got these like strips, lighting strips that I put. See, I do that. Which angle are you shooting at? This angle. Oh, sorry, you come. There we go. Do you see? The other one looks awesome, really cool, but just a little bit.
But here, really, it's like it's flying.
Yeah, 100%. And you'll see the hotspot here is there. So what I'd normally do is I'd have to see what's happening.
You make photo with the continuous light. Don't use the
Flash. Not anymore. Used to. Now it's continuous. It's there. It's available. I can see it. I can also adapt it. Yeah. But I used to. Geez, I used to come in with flash.
For example, for flying.
Oh no, yeah, no. Then you need flash. Yeah, no. That's definitely with flying food and. Oh yeah, no. You definitely need flash with that. So you can't play. Yeah. I mean, I've shot with like Aries and stuff like that. That is a lot of light. But then the problem is when you come in with that kind of light, you have to light up the whole room. Like the people almost go blind in the room, it's so bright. So I'd rather have a flash that. Okay, let's just see if the. Yeah, let's do it when they're ready. How's the ladies? How's everyone doing? Oh, beautiful. So your only thing right now is depth of field. You're wanting to have a more like, so you want to go like F.
I think it's not overexposed.
It's a little bit, but it's fine. Yeah.
And I want to make it autofocus. Like I have to again and again focusing in this. How can I do the subject?
That's why you're not
So,
really
so, I,
in one.
so I would go in here.
So you don't confuse people.
Yeah, because you want client to come and want to see the full picture.
Exactly. But you
And then
mix
choose
up,
it
yeah.
yourself. It's better that way.
Because you did separate. Because of
Um,
that I'm saying not everyone.
Ladies and gents, the main thing that I'm noticing with a lot of your photographs is your depth of field. So your depth of field, your blurring of the picture. It's you having just this part in focus and the rest out of focus, which is fine. But sometimes you want even more. The problem is that the lighting here and you're on handheld, your ISO is going to go to like 2,000, 3,000, 6,400 to get to there. And then you got noise. So that's where the tripod comes in. So the tripod really comes in that you can shoot at a lower shutter speed, a lower ISO, slower shutter speed, and you can get more of the thing in. Are you going to be doing? Hello. It's on.
Can I take a short video? Okay, that's the video.
Hello.
What's that?
Steve.
That's my favorite.
Steve.
I don't know if it will survive to go there.
Yeah. You'll continue later or finish? Yeah. Okay. Hello. Hi everyone. Thank you very much for coming. And Stephen, I did not introduce you before, so always Stephen, always he's supporting iBrandConnect.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so today we have Chef Ayub is going to show a little bit of food styling, like plate setting. So please, thank you.
Perfect. So what we're going to do, which one are you going to do? This one. Are you doing this one?
This one.
Okay. So ladies and gents, so he's going to do some food styling. We're going to follow him with regards to that. What you going to do, which side do you want to go? Do you want to go the dark side or the light side? Okay, perfect. Now, you'll see I'm asking which side he wants to go because obviously he's the artist behind it. So we're going to go this side. What you're going to be doing more or less?
Just burn it.
He's going to be burning this, so you guys are going to have to be prepared for a faster shutter speed. Okay, so let's move that food and let's get you into place. We'll move that food out the way.
Give me that food. It's your lunch.
Okay, Chef, if you're after you. Okay, what we're going to do now, Chef, before you start, I just want to see the lighting's right. Which side do you want to stand? Do you want to stand that side? Is that okay? If you don't mind. I'm just going to quickly set up this light as well. Give me a moment. Just want to lift this up. Oh, sorry. Give me a moment. It's nearly there.
I'm sure. I'm very sure.
That's there. I just want to check you got the brightest light. Give me a second. I just want to come here if you don't mind. I'm going to move away from you. Okay. Can everyone see? Can everyone get your settings right? I'm going to move this away from your legs. Okay, has everyone got a space?
You want a mic?
It's okay. I will explain all about this one is cream brulee, so never do cream brulee. So,
Yeah.
Grilled it's in French, it's burning. Burning sugar.
What the? This technique with just the lighting of it. No, I mean that's just part of the actual of creating that dish. So what's nice is that if there's a nice big flame or something like that, it's beautiful. But you have to prep it. You have to see how high the flame is. Normally, what I just you really ask me, what are you doing? How are you going to be doing it? And then he tells me, so then I know how to set up. Then I say where you're going to be putting your heat gun or whatever, and then I literally go from there. Okay, can we try this one? Who wants to try smoke? We're going to do it on this. How's that? Okay, so the other thing I must show you, so we've got these. The other thing, ladies and gents, I wish I had these when I was like back in the day when I was starting in photography, because what's so amazing is just the transformation it can do with these. So these are available here now as well. Both of these, that backdrop there you see comes with I think it's a Shaji, it's 100 dirhams for that.
Yeah, if you want to buy this, you can buy from here. These are 50 dirhams, double-sided, and these are 100 dirhams. Again, double-sided, and this support comes as frame.
Okay.
Whatever that kind of style that you want, you can get it.
Where do you want the smoke effect? Do you want it here or there? Okay. You see the leaves are dried. Okay, I'm going to quickly try the smoke effect here. What? Did you do this? Is this yours?
No, it's ICCA.
Wow, look at this as well. Okay, we got lots of amazing dishes coming. And gold leaf. What? So I made this. See,
I love this.
what you're going to be doing with this is just to plate it, hey?
Yeah.
Okay. Can we put it on that white as well? Okay, so I'm going to do this smoke effect quickly on this one. Ah.
It's that easy?
That's it. Then you're going to have to
And what
chop.
do you call like?
It's just a vape. It's just a vape. So we're going to do it again. Are you ready for smoke? If you've got a, what do they call it, a shisha or hubbly bubbly or whatever, what's that thing? Yeah, shisha. You use that. Okay.
It never came to my mind I would touch.
What I do for, did you get it? How does it look? And if you got a slow motion video, oh, there we go. Yeah, look. Okay, let's try one more. Who's got slow motion video? Me. I'm going to try that. Sorry if I'm in someone's shot. Okay, so have a look at this.
Or shall I just? Sorry. These 50-second reels will blow up Instagram.
Check here. So then, have a look at this. Whoops. Oh, I'm getting lightheaded. Okay, let's just do this. Wait, where's the smoke? Where's the smoke? There. Let's go back a little bit.
How would you set up slow motion?
That's a little bit too much. So what I would have done is I would have done a little bit softer. And it's better if I go from the top. Wait. Oh. Okay, let's do one more. Oh, you got it. I'm going to do from here and see. I can't do any more. Did you get it? Okay, I'll do one more harsh one. One last one. Smoke. Okay, should I do from the top or from the side? Okay. How'd it look? Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's stunning. What? Okay, so slow motion. You go into here and you go to 120 frames.
Okay. And then
120 frames.
oh,
Go to 100 rather.
I need to screenshot that, sorry. And then so
I just want to check what video you're on. So it's in here, frame size, frame rate, 120.
okay.
Frame size, frame rate, 120. Okay, but I just want to check what video mode you're in, so give me a second. This is quite detailed. So I'll go into here, there, video. Yeah, let's do that. Perfect. Okay, now you're going to point it. Video mode, yeah. And that's it. Yeah, hold. Yeah, you can stand there. Do you vape? Do you vape? Do you vape? I normally have my assistant do this. Oh. You're right. And there's another beautiful dish there as well, but I'm going to go for this one. Do you want to? Have you seen what this looks like? Can you show? Where's the lady with that slow motion video? Yours. Just have a look at this here. Okay, ready?
just 1 minute.
Okay.
Can you
Well, what I can do, but there's a lot of wind going. So normally what happens is you try and seal off the room. You don't want air in the room. Turn off the AC, excuse me, turn off everything. And then what happens is the smoke just ends up staying there, yeah. Okay. Whew. Okay, this is, I promise, it's my last one I can do. Have you got a photograph? Okay, tell me when you're ready. Tell me when everyone's ready. Okay, I'm going to start going. Ready? Okay, ready? Okay. Did you get it? No.
No.
One more time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait.
Am I in the shot if I stand? Yeah.
I'm sorry. Wait.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I don't do nicotine too well, eh? So what's nice with these is you can get these with no nicotine. I couldn't find one, so then you don't really get this head rush. Whoa.
Your hand is coming.
Okay.
1 minute.
Do you want to try? What I'm going to do is I'll do one for them, and then they can step out, and then you can get it. Okay. Okay. Ready? This thing's dead. Wait, let's move. Have you got a battery? Whew, my head.
Shaji is being very lucky there.
No, you see.
Eating and
Shaji, how's it going there? What's that? Oh no, I'm fine. I got a little bit of head rush.
Okay.
Ladies and gents, don't, with this, be careful with this. This has got, you want to get one that doesn't have any nicotine. If you don't smoke and you don't do these things, this is terrible. Like it gives me a proper head rush. So you get no nicotine. There's a no nicotine, which is like you can't even, because normally what happens is what I normally do is you just go, and there's not enough. So you need someone that actually can do this. Ooh. Okay, let's turn it on.
First, the mobile will take. And
Yeah, the mobile will go first, and then I'm gonna. So I'll do 3 more. How's that? So that everyone gets a chance. Okay, I'm gonna do 3 more.
you cannot remove this cable
Uh,
because it's in the frame. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Okay, and I'm gonna do it 3 more times. So you guys, what I'm gonna do is, do you want to
First
wait for the
mobile
next one? I'm
and
gonna do
then
you guys here, then you're gonna step out, and then we'll get the next one. Okay, ready? Okay. How did that come out? Did it work? Who's next? Let's get the next group in.
Camera on.
Okay. Next one. Who's in next? Okay. Ready. And you'll see when you put it on your computer screen what that smoke looks like. It looks amazing. Last one coming. I need to take a breather from this. Okay, ready. Last one on this one. And 3. Okay, I'm going to start going. If I could get this, it would be the best. Did you all get it? Can I step out? Or do you want one more? I'm holding on the pole. I'm going to dance on the pole. One last one. I can't do any more. Okay. I'll do it as big as I can go with this last one. Okay, ready?
Hola.
Thank you, Light.
Okay.
Done. Done. Okay.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. There we go. Come take this one. Ooh.
Thank you very much, Shivan. And guys, who all are going to stay back for the afternoon session? Afternoon session. 2 o'clock. Okay. So until 2 o'clock, go grab whatever food that you want and come back. Bring some along with you as well. Okay. And one more thing. Please follow iBrandConnect. And if you want to buy these background stands, we have it available here. So let us know. Okay. And once you do all the stories, please tag us. Stephen, Segal, and then they got okay. Then iBrandConnect, ICCA. Okay. Thank you very much for coming, and we'll see you all at 2 o'clock. Thank you. Thanks, Stephen.
Thank you so much.
Can we take a group picture?
Let's do a group picture. iBrandConnect. You want a light? Yeah. Okay. Can we quickly do a group shot? Quickly group shot, and then I'll turn on the light.
Do you mind if I'm in the group?
Yeah, of course you have to be in the group. Okay.
Yeah, please.
Where do you want to stand? Here, facing. So, ladies and gents, we're going to have a quick group shot facing that way. We're going to face that way. Whew. Can how beautiful is that? Okay, we're going to quickly do a photograph. Okay, so just to let you know what we're going to do, it's most probably, let's say, rather instead of 2 o'clock, let's say just 2:15, 2:15. What I'm going to be doing at the creative at 2 o'clock is I'm going to be taking lights and I'm going to be painting with lights. But we're going to use tripods. We're going to ask Shaji if we can borrow some tripods, those of you that got cameras. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to do light painting. If it's the same group, then I'm not going to go through all the things that I did before, because the second one I normally go through everything again. Instead of that, I'm going to go straight into actually shooting and doing light painting and getting creative with the smoke and the lights and the different color lights. Okay. All right, let's do this group shot. Another one, ladies and gents. Sorry, I have to show you this. This tour box. This thing changed my editing life. If you are looking for something that does shortcuts, so this connects remotely to your PC, your Apple, whatever it is. And what's so nice is literally you go into the device. It's so easy to install. Like, I hate complicated. It has to work. I'm older now. I need to be able to get something that just plugs and plays. This plugs and plays, and what's nice is you go into the settings and you can choose what this shortcut does, what that shortcut does. Each button can be your own preset. Then what you do is, let's say you want to do hue, for instance, or saturation. Let's say saturation. You have this as a shortcut here. You click it, and then you turn the dial to make it more saturated, less saturated. Then you want to go to the next function. You push that button, and it's so simple. So I literally stand there to do my color grading. Tap, turn, tap, turn, tap, turn, turn, this. Instead of taking your mouse, click, slide, click, slide. Love this. Also, Shaji's got this. So you can ask him more about this, but this thing is absolutely, it's a tour box. Okay, so let's have the photograph, please. Okay, let's go.
I wish, but I have